I am so excited to be with you here, Suzanne.
Thank you.
I can feel in the room the potency of the wisdom in the field that you've generated. 25 years with Warrior Sage, a lifetime of devotion and practice, and the embodiment of true power in a woman, if I do say so myself.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I want to kick us off and get right into that. True power. What is it?
True power is knowing who you are and why you're here.
Mm.
That is true power. When you access that, when you access knowing who you are in your core, not who other people think you are, not who you're expected to be, not what you should be, but who you actually are at your core. And from that place, aligning with and offering why you're here, delivering that without holding back, that is true power. And how we utilize our power is different depending on where we are in life. I work with very influential people, men and women. The women that I work with that are influential out in the world, making things happen, continuing to make things happen with their children, with their homes, all of that. So we are leading in so many ways. When we are in our intimacies, though, when we are in our time with our beloved or one that we wish to attract to ourselves, our power is in our power to follow the lead. We're not following from a sense of weakness.
Or giving our power up.
Giving our power away. Don't mistake our follow for weakness. Especially, I talk about tango, the art of tango and dance. A woman who is in the follow position, she is not just taken onto the dance floor. She decides within herself, is this aligned with who I am? Is this coming from a place of truth inside of me? And will I say yes from that? Once she says yes and steps onto the dance floor of her life with her partner in her intimacy, she chooses to follow from her strength, from her power, knowing that in her follow, in her ability to relax control in that time, she is helping the dance of their relationship to flourish. The man of influence, where is his power? His power is to be able to stop all the noise, stop all of the distractions, stop opening doors, this door, that door, the other door. I've got this, that, the other going on, being distracted in so many things. Your power is dissipated when you are distracted.
Right.
If he wants to meet and be with and continue a passionate relationship with his lover, then to be a lead must be someone who knows why he's here. He knows his purpose, he knows his mission, and he knows his direction, where he's going. And in order to lead in the world and lead his partner in a dance of passion and love, he must know his purpose, he must know his direction, and he must know his mission. And that has to come from this silence. That has to go from disciplined time alone with the spirit, God, whatever it is that nature, whatever that is that anchors one into themselves and their truth, then that must come first. Anything else, you will not be trusted. You may think you have power, but that's only in your mind. But the true power comes from when you are one with the truth of life, the truth of all that is, and you are resonating with that. You can only resonate with that when you put aside time to be with that alone. And spending time with other men who are also doing that. So you can resonate, you can be in the same resonance. And that works the same for women also. Being in the same resonance with the women who are of power, that choose to follow strong love and choose to lead when it's time to lead.
Describe an empowered person to me.
An empowered person is connected.
Mm.
They are connected and they are contactable. There is no shield up. A shield is usually up when you're unsure of yourself, when others can feel free to come and to connect with you. From that connection, so much is possible. Collaboration and unity and mobilization, action, all of that is possible from being contactable and having that vulnerability. And the vulnerability isn't something that is forced. It's not something that, oh, I'm just going to share my life just like that in a performative way. Vulnerability means I've contacted myself. I've connected with me. When we really allow ourselves to spend time there, anyone else that shows up in our sphere is a joy, is a pleasure. I think the heaviness and the fear comes from trying to perform for someone else, trying to perform and to play a role of what we think other people want us to be. And when we come in touch with ourselves and have that relationship where we love who we are, then we want to share that.
Right.
And we want to get to know that which is in another. And that is the real power. The idea that we're not good enough
Yeah.
is rampant.
Right.
And it's just such an illusion that we're not good enough. We made it here. We made it here against all odds. We're good enough. Done. Check that off.
Right.
We made it here. If we do nothing else, we are good enough because we arrived. And we arrived with a gift of bringing something to life. The idea that you feel that you're not good enough, embrace it. Bring it close. Oh, yeah, I am so not good enough. I'll never be good enough. I'll never be as good as that person. I'll never, oh, look at how I look at my brand, look at my looks. I'm getting older. I'm getting, I am not as important. I'm not as influential. I'm not doing this, that, or the other. When you let it in, when you feel that not good enough to your core, choose to pull that in and to sit with it and spend time with it. Maybe you need to cry. Maybe you need to run. Maybe you need to dance. Maybe you just need to sit, depending on whether you're in lead mode or follow mode. If you're in follow mode, you need to dance that.
Yeah.
Dance that fully. Dance that feeling of unworthy until it's dripping from your fingers.
And you mean literally dance?
I mean dance. I mean leave the moment, go somewhere and move your body. The reason why is because your mind and your body, your mind does not have any rhythm whatsoever. Never did, never will. It has a job and it's to go straight. Your body and your soul like to move. So it's about coming in touch with your soul. And what is your soul trying to tell you about unworthiness? And when you sit long enough, you will realize that there's only two things why we're here. It's about expressing the love that we are, to give and receive that fully without holding back, and to express and to create and to come from a place of freedom where we're already free. We're already the love that we seek. And so the power is in knowing that and coming from that place to create that from the power that you already are. And so the feeling of unworthiness is just you forgetting that you have all of the things that you seek already. It's your sweet reminder, hey, you've forgotten, you've stopped breathing. You're not breathing. You're not taking a moment to
Connect.
connect.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's really what I'm hearing from you, is that the
Yes.
mark of a powerful person is their ability to connect
Yes.
truly from the soul with other souls and with all of life.
Yes.
Yeah. And so is the striving for power in society inherently a trait of the masculine, of some type of underdeveloped ego that we're all collectively experiencing? Like, why are we trying to hustle for money and fame and success and to build our business so big and to have the hottest wife or the this or that? Like, why? Where does that come from?
It comes from wanting to get to the other side of where you are right now.
Mm,
It's about reaching that goal. It's deciding, okay, that's what I want,
mhm.
and I'm going to go get it.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm,
In a leadership role, you've got to be able to know what is your goal. What is the outlandish goal? That is really great when you can not only go for a goal, but what is it that's even beyond that? What's the greatest thing that is possible? Because if you can dream it, you can achieve it.
mm,
And it's labeled its power, and men are going for power, and it's seen as a bad thing. There is nothing bad about that.
mhm.
There's nothing to be ashamed of that you want to be powerful.
Right.
But it is, where is that power coming from? Is it coming from a place of you're doing it to be noticed because you don't feel good enough inside of yourself?
Mhm,
And so to achieve that big goal
mhm.
is going to help me to feel better about myself.
Right.
You're going to land on your face. If you have taken the time and sat with yourself and with the source that comes, that is pouring through you, that is endless,
Mhm,
and you recognize that why you're here and what you must do in this life to
mhm,
know that you have truly lived. And a part of that is that you acquire the riches, all of the riches. You become that influential.
mhm.
If that is aligned with the truth of who you are, and you're not only here for the truth of who you are, but to uplift all beings,
Mm,
then that is pure power. And that should be celebrated, and celebrated in men and women. If we are aware of ourselves
yeah.
and love and appreciate all parts of us, then we would want to give from that place. Is when we're not in touch with us and the beauty and the power of service that we are,
Mhm,
that we get into problems.
mhm. Yeah, and so do you think that the failure to be in touch with that, or maybe the lack of awareness and this instead replacing that with this hunger for external power, do you think that's ultimately gonna lead, like you said, you're ultimately gonna land on your face. Do you think it's ultimately corruptible in its nature?
It is ultimately corruptible in its nature
Mm,
if it is an external, if it is looking for external validation,
mhm,
if it is about trying to achieve a sense of good enough
mm,
out there, and not recognizing that it's, you already have that good enough. You
mhm,
already are perfect. I think the world can be healed if they're swaddled and held
mhm.
and told just how magnificent they truly are. And I think there's a lack of that.
Yeah.
And I think the opposite is happening in the world. So part of my giving in the world is to remind people of just how incredible that they already are without doing anything else.
Mhm,
They were just starting from incredible.
mhm. Mm, I love that.
Yeah.
We're starting from incredible.
We're starting from incredible.
So, ambitious women, driven women, women who are connected to their power, who have this heart full of love and this desire to share their gifts. What is the number one mistake that we're making?
You are not allowing yourself to relax, to be in a relaxed place where our bodies are just
Mm.
It's not weakness to be relaxed. In fact, it is absolute strength to be relaxed. If you think of
Mm,
warriors out there in the world, some of the most intense warriors are women.
mm,
Women who know that to be completely relaxed, you will in a moment know when to make a move because you are sensitive to the moment. You are absolutely sensitive because you're relaxed. When you're tense, you close in around your awareness. You close in, you're tight.
mm.
So we've got to be able to relax.
Love that.
And that's not just in the place of leadership. In a place of leadership, we have to be able to remember that we have the capacity to feel more than our male counterparts. We have that capacity. And so we should utilize that power.
Mm,
And then when we are in our intimacies, in our time that we wish to be with a partner, that we allow ourselves to let go of the reins of control so that we can be guided into places where we want to experience more love, more passion. And that, in that, what that does is that shows trust
mm.
to our partner. And that is really hot. It's really sexy. And a lot of women that are in power, they find that where are all the good men?
Right.
Where are they?
Mhm.
And it's a result of them not relaxing and noticing that there is that.
Mm,
And in that relaxing and trusting that their partners would love to be the one to guide, to be the one to serve. And in relaxing, we are also able to receive relaxation, receive replenishment, receive renewal.
mm.
And when we do that, we're even more bright, we're even more radiant and attractive
Yes.
to the things that we're wanting to enjoy
Mm,
and create and influence.
mm. Why do so many powerful people suffer from imposter syndrome or other afflictions of the mind and the psyche?
Mm. It's this whole thing about not feeling good enough,
Mm,
not connected to who you are at your core, and not, you may be living from that place,
mm,
but if you're not connected to who you are as you're living that place, then there's something that's out of alignment.
mm,
And that's why you feel that this is not who I am.
mm,
It's an imposter. I'm being an imposter because you're not connected to who you are. If you were connected
mm.
to who you are at your core, then there is no way you would have time to think about that because you're out there. You're out there just living from that place. You
Right,
have the energy to give that.
right.
And especially if you're doing it from service, there's no time to go into, there's no time for that.
Yeah, right.
You're just giving it
Mm,
because it's what you must do.
mm,
The origin of all our suffering and the origin of all our magnificence comes from inside.
mm,
The moment we feel something in the space that's off, it's a moment to go, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm not breathing. Oh, I guess,
mm,
okay, come back here, feel this, love me, love what I'm feeling." And from that place, something will arise.
mm,
The truth of the moment, of the situation will arise.
mm.
You got to trust it. And you got to allow it and let go and relax into it.
Can we pursue external power and ignore the yearning in our hearts forever, or will we eventually be forced to face that?
The clients that I see They yearn for truth. They yearn for depth.
Nice.
And that's why they succeed. And that's why they become better leaders, better partners, better contributors in the world. For those that have not woken up as yet to their true power, they will continue to go and go and try and try.
Yeah.
And they will be tired. And there will never be an end to what it is that they are seeking. To those people, I embrace them. I send them love. And I encourage humanity to do the same. There is nothing that they can do that is not worthy of embrace, because that's actually what they're looking for. It's not to be pushed away or to be canceled out.
Right.
It's to be embraced and to be reminded that there's more to life than living life in an external way. There is an opportunity to really have what it is that you're yearning for. And we're ultimately yearning for a home inside. The ways that I'm speaking about, when that means connecting with our soul's truth, our real depth of who we are, that is truly fulfilling. And when one lives from that place and serves from that place, it's the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah,
You know,
I do.
I think the reason why I attract people who are yearning for depth and truth is because that is what I yearn for. That's what I've yearned for all of my life. That is what attracts me. That is what my soul has called for. I've always wanted more than just my own satisfaction. I've always known that there was something more that I could be living that would bring more happiness to the world, that would bring more fulfillment and depth and love to the world. And I know that I'm doing what I'm doing when I'm feeling this way. And it's not of something that someone else is giving me,
Right.
but it's what I'm offering that brings that back. It's in the giving that I receive.
Can you let us in on just a secret or two of your daily practices being in your power?
It changes. I may wake up in the morning and tuning in to my soul's truth, my soul's wisdom. I may get the message, it's time to put on your boots, go outside, and go into nature. Just go out into nature. And that's what I'll do. Or it says it's time to go and make tea and bring this to my partner. I'll do that. Or it's time to light up the candles in my space. I have a beautiful space that I've created in my queendom, I call it, my room. And it'll be lighting all the candles and then playing music where I'll move my body. So there's various things that I will do. It will include movement. It will include serving my family is part of my practice. It comes down to really trusting the truth of my inner soul's knowing. And viewers may say, well, what is that? What is that true soul's knowing? You know, because it's that voice that when you ignore it, you say, okay, I knew that I should have listened. We always say this. I knew that I should have listened to myself. And I didn't. That I knew I should have listened to myself, but I didn't, is the part that we should listen to ourselves more often. It's teaching me how to trust. And to trust is the greatest way to follow guidance when you're in your partnership. And it's also fantastic when you're leading in the world to be able to trust that intuition, trust that voice that says, move now, make this happen now, don't do this, do that. So when You're spending time with that in the morning. You're developing a relationship with this friend, which is always there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it affects all realms, and this is where I want to ask you about money, sex, and power, and how this practice, which is ongoing, affects all of those areas.
Absolutely. Let's talk about sex first.
Please.
So that internal knowing it's a movement.
Hmm.
It's an awakening. It, when you listen to it, moment to moment to moment, makes sex delicious because sex is relational.
Yeah.
It comes down to relational. And your partner wants to have a reason why to be there. Why are they there? Well, you want to be in relationship. They want to know why. They have the answer because you want to be in relationship. You want to be in relationship because you want to know they want to know why they're there. When each of us are connected to the truth of who we are, if you're in leadership, and that's for men or women
Yeah.
in leadership. But if you are in a partnership and in that dance, let's go back to the tango of relationship. So as a follow with your lead, when you are relaxed, when you are listening, you say, okay, you can notice that your partner is present, is there. You're noticing that you want to be in relationship with your partner. So you awaken to, oh, okay, well, what can I do to serve this moment?
Right.
How can I turn the lights on in my love making? It's really about turning on, waking that up, and your eternal will know how to light things up. Trust it. When we don't trust it, we go into our heads and then we start to, well, da 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 in our heads, and then we're not feeling the moment. When we are in the truth of who we are, it becomes juicy, becomes exciting. It becomes the unknown. It becomes the moment where we'll trust even though we're not sure what the next moment is, and that's exciting. When we are with a trusted partner, which you must be with a trusted partner. Don't be with one who is you're not trusting. So, assuming that we are with someone that we trust, it is trusting ourselves with them. It's a trusting that whatever we do, moment to moment, like my practice, it's not a set, okay, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you
Right.
do. It's a, oh, well, today we're going to be naked through the house and, in the kitchen here, we're going to be cooking naked, or we're going to be playing playing silly together, or we're going to be just taking moments to being with each other. But it's our invitation through our surprise of what's next. Oh, we don't know what's next. Oh, and then expressing that and expressing that we're exciting. There is this source that moves through us all
Yeah.
that is so different every single time that there's always an opportunity for newness. And when we trust that newness and we embrace whatever shows up, then what a new creation happens each and every time. Keeps us young, keeps us vibrant, and keeps us having that honeymoon phase as long as we want it.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
You've been going on several decades of honeymooning yourself, eh?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And it gets better.
Mm.
It keeps just getting better and better and better. And we keep feeling younger and younger and younger as we get older. And it's not about not wanting to be older. It's about not wanting to be old in our thinking and fossilize
Yeah.
by staying in routine and not realizing that sexuality is a movement, sexuality is alive, and sexuality wants to be new every single time. Yeah.
A lot of people think that money equals power.
Mm.
What do you think?
I think they're mistaken.
Mm.
Not because there's anything wrong with money,
Mhm.
not because money cannot afford many beautiful things
Mhm.
and create such goodness,
Mhm.
but to associate money with power is misaligned.
Mm.
Alignment with their soul's truth,
Mm.
with living from a place of, I've connected with me.
Mm.
And from that connecting with me, and now I go out and I take the next step, and money comes as a fruit of that.
Mm.
Don't look at the fruit as the power.
Right.
It's not the fruit, it's the roots, and the
Mhm.
roots are rooted in your soul, in your truth. And the fruits of money and relationship and sex and passion and all of that will come from that.
Mhm.
Feed the roots, spend time there, go there, be there, love that place, and know that you're always seated in the place of power and that you don't have to find it and call it money
Mm.
or call it relationship or anything like that.
Mm.
Your power comes from within. Know this and honor this and spend time there.
Your very being is such a reminder of how beautiful our nature is.
Great.
Yeah. And I know that you love to bless all of your viewers and listeners and readers with beauty and just the sharing of what you care about and what you love. So, in the completion of this conversation today, I just want to invite you to offer your blessing, your words of encouragement and love to people who are really seeking that inner source right now.
You are already there. You are already perfect. You are already good enough.
Mm.
You're already good enough. Know your power comes from within. Spend time with the power that comes from within. And do not let yourself be shaken from that place. Do not let yourself be distracted from that place. Do not allow yourself to drop from the standard that you've already set by being here,
Mm.
and recognize that there is an opportunity for you to utilize what you already have
Mm.
to unify, enlighten, and mobilize for the greater good.
Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful blessing. Thank you for reminding me and all of us how loved we are. And thank you for illuminating the true essence of power. Such a profound conversation with you, Suzanne.
Thank you.